Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and give StreamYard permission to view so I can see your comments as you come on. I know there's somewhere, I've got to look it up. I'm sorry, guys. But if you give StreamYard permission, then I can view all your comments a lot better than I have been able to lately. But thank you so much for taking the time to join me. If you're watching the replay, let me know. Give me a hashtag replay if you're watching that later on. I hope everybody has had a great week. It's my first week back doing my Mindset Monday since my vacation. And it was amazing and awesome. It's always great for us to recharge our batteries. This is my first time in the South. For those of you in the South, I just was totally in love with your region of our beautiful nation. Just amazing and gorgeous. Beautiful. So definitely recharge my battery and help me out. So again, give StreamYard permission so I can see your comments. I will not be able to see your comments right now since I'm using StreamYard. But as you go through, let's see, it says, hi, lady. And you know what? It'll show me your comments, but I can't see who you are right now. But I'm going to actually open it up in my phone too. So excuse me for being distracted, but I want to be able to watch you guys and see as it comes in. I like to be able to see your guys' posts. It does get lonely on the side of the camera, so I do like to see you guys. And then I will figure out how to take better, give you guys better instructions and probably just type it out so you guys can give StreamYard permission so that I can see your comments. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm opening it up so I can look. So while I'm doing this, I'll let you guys know today. Oh, it's Anna. Hi, Anna. I hope you're doing well. We should chat later. I love to catch up with you and see what's going on. So today we're going to talk about leveling up and how to become that next level ECE leader. And whether you're an owner, a director, you want to be a leader, you could be a teacher who just wants to lead a ECE company, regardless of where you are right now. There is that process you have to go through to level up, right? I'm in a life transition myself where I'm always trying to get to that next level. So I'm always looking to just level up who I am in my life. And so I'm going to give you guys some tips. And I know like just now my little band just flashed on the camera. So I'll show you guys. See, while I multitask while I do these things. So always multitasking, but I have so much energy sometimes that I have to be doing other things in my hands, or otherwise my hands are going nuts. So leveling up, we all want to level up, right? No matter where you are, there's always room to become the next best version of yourself, right? So that's what we really have to focus on. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me hide that. I'm learning how to use StreamYard. And a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about when you're leveling up. There's a lot of things that happen in your life when you really are intentionally trying to take your life to the next level. There's a lot that happens. And so the first thing I want to go over with you guys is coming up with a plan and really having a solid plan that will help you to really just get ready for that next level of success, right? And I just realized I didn't even introduce myself. For those of you who are new to my lives, my name is Evelyn Knight. I am a child care center owner. I have a child care center myself, and I've been a director. I've done everything in the field pretty much. I've been a cook. I've done it all. I've driven vans. I know what it's like to be in the trenches with you guys. I've owned several different centers. I've built one from the ground up. I've taken over an existing center. I've reopened a center that got shut down due to licensing issues. And I have had an in-home center. So I've been a home provider also. So I have a lot of experience in this field, and I'm still currently in the trenches. That's kind of what makes me different as a coach, is that I still own childcare center, and I'm looking at buying my fourth center right now. So I know, and I can really relate on a day-to-day level. I'm also the host of the Child Care Business Coach podcast. I just did a great episode with Beth Cannon, so check that out. And I'm everywhere. You can even tell Alexa. Oh, good. She didn't hear me. You can even tell Alexa to play the Child Care Business Coach podcast. I am the owner and founder of Child Care Business Professionals, which is a company that helps owners and directors find success. I really mentor and coach to help owners and directors get to the level that I'm at now. So going back to creating a plan, in order to really get to the next level, you have to know where you're going. And I know I say this over and over, but it is just foundational and so very important. You have to be clear on where you want to be. I just took a vacation. A wonderful, amazing vacation. I got to see my nephew get married in the Knoxville, Tennessee area. It wasn't actually in Knoxville, but it was in that area. And then one of my bucket list things has been to go to Savannah, Georgia, my entire life. So since I was close enough, I decided I'm going to go. So I created a plan, right? This is a bucket list item. I am going to get there. So I created a plan to get to Savannah, right? That consisted on, okay, well, how am I going to get there? Am I going to fly there? Am I going to drive there? What roads am I going to take? What do I want to see along the way? What do I want to experience on my way to Savannah? Now, once I get there, where am I going to stay? What am I going to do? Am I just going to drive there for the day? How long am I going to stay? Right? I had to come up with a plan. When it comes to things like traveling, anything like that, we come up with these very clear, concrete plans. You come up with milestones, right? On this date, I'm going to be in this place, right? That's a milestone. I decided to go through the Great Smoky Mountain National Park in order to get there. So I had to create, like, where do I want to stop in the Smoky Mountains? What am I going to do? Okay, but how much time do I have in the Smoky Mountains in order to get to Savannah by a certain time, right? So I had to actually create those milestones in order to get there at a decent hour. So I had to know, this is my timeline. These are the destinations I'm going to. These are the activities I want to do. I had to plan for, just different things like bathroom breaks, eating, different things like that. I hate being in a car for hours without moving. So I planned a hiking trip, or like, where am I going to hike in between? So I get my physical activity in on my destination, right? So that's really how I plan my life. And it's kind of amazing because it's the same thing I do with my business, where I know my destination. I have a 10-year plan. Okay. I know where I'm going to be in 10 years. Without a doubt, I know where I'm going to be. But I don't just look at it as, okay, in 10 years, this is what my companies are going to look like. This is where I'm going to be. And this is how my life is going to look. I do create that picture. I have a very vivid picture, which is actually right behind me. I look at my vision board, which I know I need to do a training for you guys on vision boards, but I look at it every single day. I see what I'm going to accomplish right there behind me. I have print and pictures, and it's just that visual reminder. As I stand here at my desk, I can see everything that I'm going to accomplish, right? But I can't look at that stuff there, which, the things that I have on that board, and it's not going to just happen without work. And yes, can I accomplish all of that within the next 10 years? Absolutely. I can do it. But what do I need to do? What steps do I need to get there? Right. So I break it down. So in the next 5 years, where do I need to be? Right. In order to get to my overall goal of the 10-year goal. And then I take those 5 years. Where do I need to be every year? Every year, what do I need to accomplish? Then I take this year, 2021, and I look at the year and I tell myself, okay, what do I need to do every quarter to get to my annual goal that will get me to that 10-year goal? Okay. Then I take that and look at it every month, at the beginning of every month, which I'm getting ready to do now for April. What do I need to accomplish? Right. I'm looking at my quarters. What didn't I accomplish first quarter? What do I still need? First quarter was really rough on me since my husband was in the hospital for a good portion of it and had some complications with his dialysis. So I may not have hit all my milestones in my first quarter, but that's okay because now I know second quarter, I've really got to hustle. I got to hit these milestones. I got to make up traction, but I always have that benchmark, right, for my quarters. And then I take that into the months. Okay, so let's divide those quarters into 3. Now, what do I have to accomplish for each quarter, right? For each month. And then I take the month and I take it down to the week. This week on Sundays, I look at my calendar and think, okay, so next week, what do I have to accomplish? What do I have to do in order to fulfill that monthly goal? And then I make my schedule day by day. Right. And then if you haven't taken my time management trainings, then I go into detail on how I do my time management in order to achieve those goals. And so coming up with a very clear plan. The thing about a plan is you have to know exactly what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get there. So what, why, and how, right? What do you want? Why do you want it? And how are you going to get there? You need to paint a very vivid, clear picture. So I love vision boards, right? I do have it all in print. I've written it down, right? Exactly what my life is going to look like in 10 years. And of course there is no exact, but just this is exactly. And I create this so vividly that I will close my eyes and envision, what do I smell? What do I hear? What is surrounding me? Where am I? Right? Because I need this super clear vision. It's got to just be very precise and clear. It has to be tangible. And so that plan and your how and my what is extremely clear. And then there's my why. Your why has to have a deeper meaning than just, I want to be rich or I want to be successful, right? Because honestly, that doesn't bring us joy. It's not really going to do a lot for us. Your why has to be greater. And I say it over and over again, but you guys know my why is to make sure that all children, regardless of socioeconomic status, have the opportunity to attend a high quality research-based childcare center, right? That is one of my biggest driving forces in the world, is to make sure that all children get high quality, and not what people define as high quality, because there's a lot of really poor quality places out there that pretend to be high quality and that are very expensive, but they're not doing what's best for the children. They're doing what sells. So my mission is to make sure that the quality is research-based, and it is based on a child's neurological development, not on what sells to parents. And in our ECE world, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so many centers think they're high quality when they're not. If you're sitting your child in desks doing paperwork, that's not quality in ECE. So that is one of my missions, is really to educate people out there on what does real quality look like. So as you can see, my goal as an ECE leader is so much bigger than just building a company, right? That's secondary to my mission. And like even my coaching business, what I'm doing here, why do I come on live and give you guys all this free information every Monday? Why do I have a podcast? Not only do I do this video every week, but I have a podcast also. I'm putting so much free information into the world, and I work with my clients. It's because I have that greater why, right? I have a purpose. God put me on earth to help children under the age of 8. That's why I'm here. That's why I have to fulfill my purpose. And in order to do that, I put a lot of free content. And then those of you who really want to learn more and who really want to dive into your centers and just fix them and get to the level of success that I have found, they hire me and I work with them. That's a secondary, my income stream, basically. So being very clear on your why is really, really important, right? And then the how. So now how are you going to do it? So I do have a plan, right? For me, I knew as one person, I'm not going to be able to own enough centers. I mean, eventually I can have franchises, and I know that, but I am not going to own enough centers to influence all childcare centers. But between this video, my YouTube channel, my podcast, I can influence a lot of people. And as I'm educating more of you, and you guys are going out and educating other people, it becomes contagious, right? I've also taken a position with my local NAEYC, the Nevada AEYC chapter, in order to help spread the word in my local state, right? So advocacy, very important to me in order for me to fulfill my why. While I'm doing that, I'm also building wealth. So my companies do grow. They do get bigger and better. And you guys, if you haven't watched my money mindset video, watch my money mindset video, because there is nothing wrong with building wealth as a business owner, which for some reason our society demonizes it because we have such a negative view of money, which is just totally unfortunate. A couple weeks ago, I did a video on correcting your money mindset, because if you're a director and owner, you've got to get over the fact that we need to make money. The more, it's really what we do with the money, right? That is important. It's not the money itself. It's what can you do? What can money empower you to be, right? Which is what I'm doing now. If I didn't have the income, I couldn't bring you guys this information. I couldn't spread high quality to the world if I didn't have the money to jump on here, to get the technology, to do the things I do. So it's what you do with the money, but there's nothing wrong with making money and building wealth as an ECE leader. This is just really the intention behind it. So how are you going to get there? That's my roadmap. Now, my roadmap becomes that plan. What do I need to accomplish? How am I going to get there? Right. When I, just what do I need to get there? How much do I need to make? You just have to look at all these different things, which again, if you really want to get in depth in, that's when you do need to really contract me, hire me. I do work with my clients one-on-one on this, where we come up with plans on let's get to where you want to be. It might be as simple as one of my clients wants to retire out of state, right? That's it. She wants to keep her center going, but she also wants to retire one day, and she wants to retire somewhere beautiful and warm. So what do we need to do in her center right now in order for her to fulfill that dream of keeping her center going with her as the owner, but being able to retire somewhere else? So we work on what steps do we need to take to get there? When do you want to get it accomplished by? What do we need to do every year to accomplish this goal? How are we going to train someone else to really become you? How are you going to duplicate yourself, right? So those are the kind of things where you got to look at what do you want, and then come up with a plan. And then you need accountability on sticking to that plan, which is, again, what I do a lot of coaching on. It's like, okay, let's look at your 12-week plan. Have you done this, 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 and this? Where are we in this plan? Do we need to adjust the plan? But that accountability, which I have accountability coaches, and myself, because I know we need that accountability. We need someone to answer to keep us on track. It's so easy for the chaos of life to detour us so that you just exist, right? You just wake up every day, go through the motions, and you just exist instead of really living and accomplishing something. So that's where accountability coaches like myself really come in handy and are just really key to getting to that next level. So the next thing I really want to talk to you guys about is what you focus on. And progress over perfection is really important. And it's something that I have struggled with, and I still have to remind myself, and I still really struggle with, is that putting something out into the world is better than not putting anything at all, because you're waiting for everything to be perfect, right? So I'm going to repeat that because it's really important. Putting something out into the world is so much better than not putting anything out or taking too long because you're waiting for it to be perfect, right? We so often focus on where we're not, what we haven't accomplished, where we've made mistakes, where we've failed, instead of focusing on what we have accomplished, the places that we have been, the milestones we have hit, right? If you're a struggling owner, I know you, and I was there. I know I've almost lost my center twice, and 2 different centers I've almost lost. And so I know you beat yourself up and you look at the mistakes you've made, and it's so easy to obsess over, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Look at where I am. What am I going to do? That we freeze and we do nothing. And it was the freezing that caused me to almost lose my company, right? It was because I was so obsessed and fixated on what I had done and the failures that I had created, instead of saying, okay, but look, I am an owner. I did accomplish that. I am an owner. And now I need to take action to make sure that I save my companies, right? Which is what I ended up doing. I ended up basically waking up one morning and telling myself, okay, you need to get over yourself. You need to now do what it takes to make things right, right? And I had to really forgive myself, move on, and just get over the fact that I had failed at certain things, right? You can't get stuck in your failures, and you can't be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail and if you get stuck in your failures, you will never succeed. It takes failure in order to become successful, right? But you got to be able to get back up and keep going when you fall down. That's the biggest thing. We all fall down. It's life. So instead of focusing on those things, you got to focus on what you have accomplished. You have to focus on those little things that you have done. Those little, even if it's a little success, you've got to focus on your wins, not your losses, right? And when that's why, too, with the perfection, things are never going to be perfect, you guys. There is no such thing as perfect. We cannot accomplish perfection. So we always have to put into the world what we can. Progress is better than perfection, right? Just always remember that and celebrate the wins that you have. Celebrate where you are. Celebrate what you have done. How many people take the initiative to become a leader? How many people take the initiative to become a director? Just stay as a teacher their entire life, 40, 50 years as a teacher, because they're too scared to take the plunge and become a director or to become an owner. That is an accomplishment. So even if you feel like everything's going wrong and that you're absolutely failing, celebrate the fact that you've done it. Celebrate the fact of where you are today and what you have done, that you had the courage to level up. The next thing is, and I got to move my, is skill building, right? The next thing you need to do is really look at where you want to be, right? You've got your goal. You see where you want to be. You see the leader you want to become. Now you need to see, what am I missing? What skills do I need to get there, right? What do I need to learn? For me, like becoming a high quality research-based owner, there's a few different, I went through a few different phases of this, but I realized, like, I had worked for corporate childcare centers, and they were very into the parent pleasing portion, where they did what sold. They didn't do what was right all the time, but they did what sold very well, right? So they looked beautiful. You looked at their programs, they looked beautiful. They looked like they were high quality, but they weren't doing what was best for the children. Okay. So I had to go back and educate myself. I had an associate's in ECE, but it wasn't enough, right? I had to go and really educate. And so I went and got a master's degree in neurological psychology, because I had to learn how does the child's brain work? Right? If I'm going to do what's best for these children, I need to learn how their brains really work, so that I'm making sure that the program I develop suits their brain. Now, I'm not saying you guys need to go get a master's degree. There's plenty out there that you can do without getting degrees at all. Honestly, I'm at the point in my life where I don't know how useful degrees are anymore. So, to be completely honest with you guys, but just educating yourself, right? Just really studying, seeing what is best for the children, knowing child development, whatever your goal is. It might not even be, you might already have an excellent high quality program, but maybe you're really struggling in finances. So now you need to build the skill of learning how to really hone in on your finances. You may not know how to be a business owner, right? That's something, or even if you're a director, you may not know how to manage correctly. Huge, probably number one problem I see with my clients is they know nothing about the business world. So you need to educate yourself on that. Find the skills that you're lacking, find those deficits, and get that skill. It's the same thing we teach our kids, right? And if you're having behavior issues with children, that means they're lacking a skill. It's our job to teach them the skills that they're lacking, right? Same thing for us as adults. Where do you want to level up to? Find a way to gain those skills, right? Find a way to build and create that pathway to get those skills that you need. Look at, who do you need to work with? Do you need to hire a coach? Do you need a business coach? Do you need to maybe take some classes? I don't know. Do you need to take some courses? What are you lacking? And align yourself with the people that you want to be, right? I listen to a ton of podcasts. I watch videos. I have 2 different business coaches that I pay for services so that I can align myself. So I actually look for people who are above me and where I want to be. And that's who I hire, right? That people are at that next level. That's the people I want to work with. And so, like, for another thing too, though, you guys, don't underestimate the power of what's out there in the world already. Like, you're watching this video, right? My podcast, different things like that. There's a lot out there that you can take advantage of if you're not ready to spend money on coaching. There's a lot of free information. I put out a ton of free information. I spoke about Beth Cannon earlier. She puts out a ton of information out into the world for free. So there's a lot out there, but when you're really ready to just dive in, then you want to find that coach that really resonates with you, that you can feel that connection with, and hire them, work with them. That's what I've done. I'm working with 2 right now. So you just find that person who really, I want, that is how I want to be, and they can take me to the next level. So that's pretty much, and then kind of what I have for you guys today. So one last thing, my business coaching company, my business coach is Kelly Roach. And one of the things that she says often that I wrote down in my notes that I just wanted to pass on to you guys is something that I just kind of remind myself all the time is very important. And I'm going to actually quote her on this. The person you're showing up as needs to be the person your dream requires, right? So the person you are showing up as needs to be the person your dreams require. So just think about that as a final thought. Just show who is that person that your dreams, look at those dreams, those goals you have, right? Who do you need to be in order to get there? What skills are you lacking? What plans do you need to have in place? What do you need to accomplish in order to get there, right? Who do you need to hire and work with? What do you need to surround yourself with? That is really how you're going to level up, when you come up with those plans and you really just hone into that information. So I hope all of you have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a great week. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. If you'd like more information on working with me, message me. I would be more than happy to set up a phone call with you guys. I do free consultations all the time, a couple times a week, and I chat with you guys. Like I have phone calls with several of you guys a week, and just like coming up with small solutions. I really here just, my passion and my calling is to just help make the ECE world in the United States and the world, I'm actually international now, which is pretty exciting, just better for all the children. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.